How's it going, guys? Great to see you all here again, and thanks again for joining me. Hope you're all keeping well and healthy. Right, guys, so what are we gonna have a look at today? Well, we're gonna look at what is plagiarism. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you heard of this word, plagiarism. Kind of weird sounding word, right? So we're gonna first start off by what exactly is plagiarism, and more importantly, how to avoid plagiarism. So some good tips for you here, and I promise you it'll be short, sweet, and to the point. Awesome, guys. So let's listen to this lecture on what is plagiarism. Well, in a nutshell, to put this very simply, plagiarism actually means to steal someone's work, right? So someone has put a lot of work into writing a paper or producing a very long essay, and essentially you've just come along and you've copied and pasted everything and then put your name on that work. So you've claimed that that work is essentially yours, right? So essentially, as I mentioned to you, plagiarism is actually stealing someone's work in a nutshell, right? I mean, a good example of plagiarism is, imagine you're making something, you've made an invention, it took you a long time to make that invention. A lot of time, a lot of effort has got into it, right? And guess what? All of a sudden, someone steals all of that information, all of that hard work, and then presents it like they've actually done all the hard work, that it's their invention. But actually, you spent a lot of time doing this work to make this invention, right? So yeah, that's kind of like plagiarism as well, another example of plagiarism. So obviously it's definitely not a good thing to do, right? So always try to avoid copying other people's work, right? Or taking other people's work and saying it's actually yours. All right, guys, so what we're going to do, we're going to go through some examples now of how to avoid plagiarizing. So APA referencing will help you to avoid plagiarizing. All right, guys, so let's look at some examples of how to avoid plagiarizing. All right, guys, so as I was mentioning to you, one way to avoid plagiarism is to reference. So let's look at paraphrasing. So paraphrasing, top tips for you here. It's not rocket science. Make sure you always use the author's last name, always the author's last name, followed by the year. All right, never the month, never the day, but it's always the year, right? So author's last name plus the year, only the year, and you put it in brackets, right? So that's what we call by using paraphrasing, right? Last name followed by the year, guys. Very easy, that, not too complicated. And remember, paraphrasing is you're basically summarizing what someone has said, putting it into your own words, maybe using some synonyms, changing the vocabulary around, and there you have it. That's your paraphrase. Awesome. All right, guys, so the next way you can prevent plagiarism, or one way you can avoid to plagiarize, we've looked at paraphrasing. The other one is actually direct quotation. So in a nutshell, direct quotation, like a paraphrase, using the last name followed by the year. Last name followed by the year. The only difference is you're using quotation marks around the words that you have basically copied, right? So that's the only difference. You're using quotation marks around the words that you've copied directly from a piece of text. So a little bit different from paraphrasing here, right? So don't forget those two differences. When you want to copy directly from a piece of text, maybe from a website, that's going to be direct quotation. And the way you do that is basically you are going to put quotation marks around the text that you have copied. Awesome, guys. All right, guys, so that concludes a little bit of a lesson there on plagiarism and how to best avoid it, right? Thanks again for listening to my little tutorial here. It's been great having you here with me. Once again, if you'd like, you can subscribe to my channel and you'll be getting regular updates weekly, hopefully to help you improve your college work, and also can help you perhaps in your own personal life. So, man, I love coffee. Stay awesome.